covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Never forget the sacrifice given by those members of our department who gave their lives in the line of duty.
Honoring the officers who gave the ultimate sacrifice to keep us safe. We'll show you in a live report. Plus, new at 6, after a thwarted school attack plot, how a middle school in Cottonwood is putting safety first. But first, we are tracking a rise in temperatures and wind, combining to create a fiery threat, and tracking fire conditions as higher temperatures could mean fire. And there's a live look right there. Barely you see there, Howie, this wisp of smoke that was a fire in that area today. This is near Manton. CAL FIRE says it's about 9.5 acres in size, but they stopped the fire this afternoon, which is good news. But thank goodness they've stopped it, because we're not done with fire conditions.
That's really good news, and the conditions and the environment overall helping in that aid. They did a great job as well. But we could be windier, which will take place Sunday, Monday. We could be drier, which will take place Sunday, Monday. And we can be hotter. That will definitely take place on Monday. And we'll further talk more about our fire weather in the next 30 minutes, starting with a moment from now. But here's a look at our satellite radar. Really, on the dry side, some cloud cover and anything in the way of rain staying off towards the southeast of the area, Lake Tahoe, and even further south of there. Here's our winds on the light side, but they will elevate, as well as the fire weather concerns by Sunday and into Monday. Again, today temperatures above average. We'll be pushing 90, but we're going to cool down over the weekend. We'll heat up again on Monday. Now, here's our relative humidities. They're decently low, but they're going to get down to maybe even 10%. Under 15 is very dangerous. That's what we could see Sunday and into Monday. We're going to have a fire weather watch. Now, on a positive note, our soils are still holding a lot of moisture. Those flammable fuels not completely dried out yet, so that is in our favor at the moment, Alan. But unfortunately, 4 to 6 weeks from now, the further heating and drying is going to pose a problem for us down the line.
All right, thanks, Howie. With the potential of high fire danger, CAL FIRE is on the ready. The CAL FIRE Butte unit says that they are now fully staffed with crews and engines, started staffing its air attack unit to prepare for the fire season. And CAL FIRE says to be careful if you plan to be working outdoors.
Don't do anything that could start a fire outdoors, and know that if you do start a fire and it does burn out of control, you can be held liable for those for the suppression costs, and perhaps civilly from a neighbor or someone else. So please, please, please beware that fire season is here. Sunday and Monday are going to be critically dry.
CAL FIRE also says that if you plan to do any yard work, do it 7 or 8 in the morning before it gets too dry and hot. New at 6, new details on how the Evergreen Union School District in Cottonwood is making sure students are safe on campus after that thwarted school attack plot. The district superintendent, Brad Mendenhall, issued a statement today laying out the steps being taken. He said a visible law enforcement presence will continue through the week, and then after that, additional covert security measures and law enforcement resources will remain active. The district also is providing counseling services to students who may need it. The superintendent also stressed the importance of vigilance and communication. The Butte County Sheriff's Office held a memorial ceremony at its Chico office today to honor fallen officers. An Action News Now reporter, Nathan Espandula, is live there now. So Nathan, who was there today?
Alan, many sheriff's deputies were present here today, as well as some family members of fallen officers, all of whom came to honor and remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice for their community. Today, the Butte County Sheriff's Office held a memorial ceremony to remember the peace officers who died over the years serving Butte County.
We do this every year at the Butte County Sheriff's Office, and it's based on our promise during these tragic incidents to never forget the sacrifice given by those members of our department who gave their lives in the line of duty.
The ceremony included a prayer, a few speeches from members of the Sheriff's Office, as well as a reading of the names of all officers who died serving Butte County. And with the name reading and bell ringing and other ceremonial practices here at the Butte County Sheriff's Office in Chico, the memorial had one main goal: to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice protecting our community. Present at the ceremony was Brian Estes, son of Larry Estes, a lieutenant who was killed in the line of duty back in 2001.
I love hearing the stories from folks that knew him, worked with him every day. I knew him as a son. I love to hear from people who knew him as a coworker, and those stories resonate year after year with myself and my family.
Larry Estes was killed alongside Deputy Bill Hunter in an ambush in Inskip in July of 2001, and is the most recent peace officer death in Butte County. Live in Chico, I'm Nathan Espindula for Action News Now.
All right, thank you for that report, Nathan. 148 peace officers died in 2024. 4 of those deaths took place in the state of California. Supporting the mental health of local first responders, the Swing for Cesar nonprofit organization donated $10,000 to the Butte Strong First Responder Wellness Unit. The money will be split evenly among 5 peer support programs serving Butte County's public safety agencies. Those agencies serve the Butte County Sheriff's Office, Chico Police Department, the Chico State Police Department, Paradise Police Department, and the Butte County Probation Department.
Our hope in partnering with the Butte County First Responder Wellness Unit is that we can just change the culture and let folks know that they have the support of the community and there are resources available to them when they need it the most.
The National Library of Medicine says police officers are more likely to experience mental health problems than the general population. A new development in the case of a former Glenn County Sheriff's deputy accused of stealing from a homeless man he arrested. Felony theft charges against him have been dismissed. The Glenn County District Attorney's Office says that John Sanzone stole $3,500 that was supposed to be booked as evidence in 2023. He was charged with grand theft. However, the DA says that Sanzone has repaid the $3,500 in restitution and has submitted a voluntary surrender of his peace officer certification. This means he can never be a peace officer in California. Therefore, charges were dismissed. Now, new details in the state's lawsuit against the Trump administration over the president's executive order on birthright citizenship. The state's top prosecutor says there is progress. Now, we told you yesterday when the Supreme Court heard arguments in the Trump administration's emergency appeals over lower court orders that have kept the citizenship restrictions on hold across the country. Today, California Attorney General Rob Bonta said that oral arguments are one step in the case's progress.
Comes to birthright citizenship, the black letter law, what's right there in black and white in the U.S. Constitution says if you're born on American soil, you're a U.S. citizen, period, full stop, end of story. The U.S. Supreme Court has interpreted that law as saying, that provision of the Constitution, the citizenship clause in the 14th Amendment, as saying exactly what it says, that if you're born on American soil, you're a U.S. citizen. And when you have complete unlawfulness, like this executive order, which seeks to revoke a constitutional right with an executive order instead of the actual constitutional amendment process, then you need complete relief.
President Trump signed the executive order on the first day of his second term. It would deny citizenship to children who are born to people in the country illegally or temporarily. A decision from the High Court is expected by the end of June. New at 6, Sacramento's mayor and city council are set to get pay raises even though the city is facing a budget deficit. The city's compensation commission voted to approve the salary increases to the city's mayor, Kevin McCarty. They'll see about $20,000 increase for him. Meanwhile, the pay for city council members will see about an $8,500 increase. This is all after the budget proposed this week is expected to close a $62 million funding gap. The council is expected to adopt the new budget next month. Happening in about an hour, graduates are set to walk across the stage again in our area. Commencement ceremonies for both Chico State and Shasta College get underway at 7. Chico State's first day of graduation was Wednesday of this week. Now today, another set of Students, graduates will be walking the stage. This time, the College of Engineering, Computer Science, and Construction Management at Chico State will be getting their diplomas. Shasta College says that a total of 23 veterans will be graduating this year.
Hot coffee, cowboy mud, there you go.
A breakfast tradition. We show you what it takes to serve up an annual asphalt cowboy tradition.